Final oral part 1. I shouldn't have said that to my 6-year-old brother. What shouldn't have you said? That he let the cat spill milk on all my homework. You shouldn't have asked him to watch the cat. Cats can be watched. If he hadn't let it spill the milk, I could have seen my cat had diabetes. Cats show a high level of ingenuity. They will drink milk regardless. You mean regardless of whether they have diabetes or not? Well, once they've tasted milk, they look for more. Milk tastes great. It's a woman's thing, you know, he says dejected. What? What do women have to do with cats? He would get full looks of those kinds of remarks. Okay, right, that wasn't called for. You ought to show more restraint. I judged you, but now you are acquitted. This is where it ends, I've decided. You are like Jax. Once he starts, he never stops. And last week, you could not have stopped him even if you had tried. He's a winner through and through. That's what I thought. He also wears disguises. You mean women's clothes? Yes. Jax, and that's that. He endeavors to shock. His life is a long sequence of parades. Let's talk about cats again. How can you determine if they have diabetes? Well, I look at what they eat. Are you saying that if you had observed your cat eating dark chocolate, it would not have mattered? Well, if I'd seen my cat eat chocolate, no, it wouldn't have. Anyway, you couldn't have known. What about taking an elevator up to level 11 and taking a photograph? Well, that would have been silly. I couldn't have taken a photograph in an elevator, not enough light. End of the part 1. Final oral part 2 on whether cigarettes should be banned or not. Cigarette, a long cylindrical roll of tobacco, has been smoked by men for centuries. However, due to the fact that it has been the cause of several debilitating diseases, there have long been calls for it to be banned. In recent times, the calls for a total ban on cigarette smoking, especially in public places, have become more evident. Yet, there are many that feel that a ban on cigarette smoking would be out of place. Cigarette smoking is known to cause several devastating diseases such as lung cancer, heart disease, oral cancer, high blood pressure, and birth defects among women who smoke during pregnancy. Cigarettes are also known to cause frequent fire outbreaks in homes. Governments all over the world have either proposed or are already implementing a range of measures designed to cause a downward slope in the consumption of cigarettes. Such measures include increased taxation on tobacco products, ban on advertisement, increase in the size of area where smoking is prohibited, and the promotion of an outright ban on its production and consumption. Cigarette smoking is known to kill about half of the smokers, reducing their lifespans by about 14 years on average and killing 6 million people worldwide every year. In the United States, 400,000 smokers die yearly from smoking-related disease and a further 50,000 non-smokers from passive or second-hand smoking. In China, about 1.2 million people die yearly from smoking cigarettes. Cigarettes contain about 7,000 ingredients, including nicotine, which is very addictive, and almost 70 of those ingredients are leading to cancer. The case for an outright ban on cigarette smoking seems to be very strong. However, there are those who argue to the contrary. Those who argue against a ban of cigarette smoking propose a range of arguments such as cigarette not being the only consumable that is lethal to human life. They say that eating a lot of junk food may also lead to many diseases like cancer, and that a ban on cigarette smoking should also mean a ban on fast food restaurants that sell junk food. Equally, they argue that the right of smokers to choose what they consume will be compromised by a ban, and that public warning as to the dangers of smoking should suffice. Some argue that guns, alcohol, and exhaust from car engines and industrial pollutants are equally as damaging to human health as cigarettes, and should also be banned in the event of a ban on cigarette smoking. Yet, others insist that the tobacco industry creates jobs and revenue to government. Some go as far as insisting that cigarette smoking has not been proven beyond any reasonable doubt to be the cause of lung cancer. The tobacco industry generates about $35 billion in the United States, and tobacco industry chieftains are known to wield considerable influence on government, thereby blocking many of the moves targeted at either reducing the scale of production and consumption of cigarettes or placing an absolute ban. No matter how strong the arguments of those that oppose complete ban on cigarette smoking, the hard facts are that cigarette smoking kills a non-acceptable number of people yearly, and the argument that is within the right of smokers to choose to smoke is not really valuable considering the fact that cigarette smoking kills thousands of non-smokers as well from second-hand smoking. Therefore, an outright ban on cigarette smoking seems to be logical. And the final oral part 2.